We knew it. I took my sway bar. I haven't run a sway bar in years.
I think qualifying does show car control, put the car where the judges actually want it, you know what I mean? Like, it's, anyone can go out there and do a cool lap, full throttle, make heaps of smoke, but it's another thing to put the car where the judges want, how the judges want.
Definitely some heat in the pro sport, boys. A couple of messages suggesting Stevie Wonder was judging, I think, at one point. Oh, good evening. It's Thursday night, time for another shit chat. Think Fast, Talk Loud. I'm joined by the George Clooney of Taronga and Blake. I'm going to call you Blake the Bully Miles now, because you just don't give anyone else a chance in qualifying. The boys are the current series leaders, respectively, for D1NZ Pro and Pro Sports. So we thought we'd just catch up tonight, boys, and have a little light-hearted chat about. We went a bloody long way. How did the weekend go for you guys? What else is going on at the moment? What you got coming up? And yeah, anything else you want to throw in there? So, Dave, the elderly first. You weren't very happy, mate. What was going on? Just a jovial, Dave, and you're pissed off. What's going on?
Oh, I didn't realise I'd come across that grumpy, but no, I was good. I think the biggest thing for me over the whole weekend is it just didn't really come to me. I think a lot of drivers felt the same. You know, you often have a really awesome round or whatever, and you feel like you've done well. You've had some awesome battles. It just didn't really feel that way, you know, for me personally. And like I say, I know many other drivers were the same. I did my first qualifying lap, and finally actually did a lap. The previous two in the practice, I biffed it straight off track, and I was really struggling, to be honest. And I thought, oh, that's a lap that'll probably put me 16th or something, and that put me in Q1. So I think that sort of tells a bit of a story of how everything was unfolding that weekend.
Right. So, am I right in thinking, like, it's a long way to go, but it's also a very hard track to get right? What the judges sort of ask for?
Yeah, it is, and that's awesome. I think the biggest factor is we've all got our cars so gripped up these days, and we knew it. I took my sway bar. I haven't run a sway bar in years. I took my sway bar because I knew I'd need it, but it was raining to start with, so all of that went out the window. But then as soon as it dries up, all of a sudden here's the grip, and just getting that balance right was crucial. So.
Right. Okay. And I mean, did you? I mean, obviously in qualifying, you didn't really have the same challenge, Blake. Because I mean, and I don't know if you thought this too, Dave. Just standing there watching, Blake could have gone out there into pro, and he probably would have still qualified number one. It just looked that settled, and you just got dialed in. But then you did actually say to me, you don't feel any pressure during qualifying for some unknown reason.
Me?
Yeah, you just Captain
I don't
chilled
know.
out, the old Jason Momoa vibe. Just I don't care.
I quite enjoy qualifying because it's, I don't know, I know I do well at it, but I think qualifying does show car control, who can put the car where the judges actually want it, you know what I mean? Like, it's, anyone can go out there and do a cool lap, full throttle, make heaps of smoke, but it's another thing to put the car where the judges want, how the judges want, and to do it with a bit of style. And the scores sort of show that, and that's why I kind of like qualifying. Like, most of the viewers don't know the line. They're just looking, that dude was on the loud pedal, heaps of smoke. That's super cool. But the qualifying actually sort of shows who can adjust their car and put their car and interpret what the judges want. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my thought process on it anyway.
Yeah,
It's a bit easier on a
I
radio
totally
lap.
agree with that.
It's a bit easier on a 235. Bit more forgivable, especially at a track like that.
Explain that. Why is it like that? Why is it so much easier on a 235?
I've never driven a semi-slick, but just from watching and hearing feedback, like it's either all or nothing. You're either on the gas or off the gas. With a radio, you can sort of float the car. You can be off the handbrake and off the gas. The car's not going to do too much. If I need to adjust and get out a little bit wider to a zone, I'm on a much less grippy tyre, so I can make adjustments probably a lot easier than a semi-slick. But I've never driven on a semi-slick, so I'm sort of just, that's just my opinion, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you were to, so hypothetically then, because I had this discussion with Ben Jenkins, Dave, if you had to go back to a 265 radial tyre on your car, would it make it easier to drive then? Would that be
Oh,
right?
certainly. Yeah, 100%. And that's coming back to what I was alluding to before with everyone just having their cars gripped up to the nines and a lot more drivers on the Trias or very similar tyres. And, because of that, I would argue that the pro sport battles, or the ones that I saw anyway, and like you say, even the qualifying, the laps were better than the pro, most of them, because you've got that leeway, you've got that ability to adjust the car and get out to those outer zones. They're all outer zones, and it's a super grippy, fast, cambered track, and it's just something that I think most of us in the pro field didn't quite have enough time to adjust to. Being, like I say, it's always a very grippy green track when it's been raining.
Yeah.
And I think if we'd all, made that realization a little bit earlier and perhaps put on but we come with the tyres that we've got. So, but if we had the ability, in hindsight, if we were running a good ride or something, just that one step down, I think the driving would probably be a lot more competitive.
Right. Because I obviously provoked some discussion with my I hate qualifying thing,
Yeah,
just because
so
I guess, and that's an opinion I'm entitled to, and I guess you're probably right in that I've just seen too many, but I sort of look at it based on what you've just said and sort of think, well, if you only had to go and do one qualifying pass maybe, and then the top 8 had a shootout, so to speak, that would open up a window for another hour worth of practice. Certainly I think that would help both the pro and pro sports field. We're in the middle of a series. You can't change anything now. This is just hypothesizing going forward. That's a big word for Thursday night. But, I think it's just something worth thinking about, right? You sort of see a lot of the other series seem to be going towards giving as much time on track as possible so as the best show possible is put on. I think is probably the best way to look at it. You guys got a take on that? Or?
Yeah, I do. I see both sides of it for sure. Like cutting down the time for single pass qualifying, especially at a double header like that when you're very time limited. But also, I agree with Blake. The whole point of qualifying is to showcase your ability to do what the judges have asked for. So you can't eliminate that completely. Obviously, that's a crucial part of it. So yeah, it's a difficult one for me to answer straight up because I can go both ways with it.
Dave the diplomat. Just because I'm always curious too. Is there ever a little bit of a side wager or a bet between you and Adam as to who's going to qualify high?
I think you're the only one that has done that. You did that for us at Taupo, I think, once, and
The
I think I
first
lost
time I
one.
met, honestly, that was actually the first time I met Rex.
Oh yeah,
And I put a call over the PA and I said, I think Adam's going to battle Dave for the first time ever.
yeah,
And Rex came up to the tower and just gave me a lobster and said $100 to whoever gets the win. And I
yeah,
think you guys have probably been trading that same lobster
yeah,
backwards and forwards
yeah,
ever
yeah.
since. Because neither of you, I think, want to part with another $100 of your own money, but it's okay if it's Rex's.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, it's always just for the glory, when we battle each other. But we've been pretty unfortunate with falling on the same side of the tree most of the time, which is annoying. But one day we'll get there in the final together.
Is it? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a voodoo doll of Adam somewhere at the moment, right? Because he can't buy a trip. Like
Yeah.
if there's bad luck, it'll find him somehow, and I don't know why that is. Because he's the nicest guy that puts the most into the sport, and he's a real student of the game. But it just doesn't feel like it's clicking for him at the moment, or something.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's really frustrating. He made a significant change to his 20B. He's had a drag racing intake manifold on that thing since he built it, and he's finally got and put a standard intake manifold, and it's just made the thing come alive. Right. And so we were really hoping for big things for him down in Invercargill. The car feels a lot better, but like you say, he just can't catch a break at the moment. It's just a shame.
Speaking of not being able to catch a break too, how good was Luke Fink just dropping your billet block in on the podium there?
Yeah, it was good of him actually. I hadn't had a chance to mention it, so it was good.
Well, I thought you'd kept that one pretty quiet. I don't remember that being noted anywhere.
Yeah, no, I posted it on our page, a bit of an update, and showcased it on there. But It's
Look,
it's
I don't
pretty.
keep up. I don't keep up with you modern young folk on the TikTok and the Discords and things. I'm an old man, Dave. I don't know how these things work.
I don't either.
So Blake, obviously, things went pretty well for you. Anything, I guess, observation-wise, out of the battles or thing? I mean, there was a bit going on, wasn't there? I mean, did you sort of catch sight of some of the more controversial battles, some of the contact that was made? Definitely some heat in the pro sport boys. A couple of messages suggesting Stevie Wonder was judging, I think, at one point.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of people not happy with calls in the pro sport. I thought they did pretty good, but I did pretty well, so it's probably
Yeah,
not a very, you know what I mean.
yeah,
But now with my own driving, I was proud of what I accomplished and what I did on the weekend, but I wasn't exactly happy with my driving. There's still a lot of aspects that I want to improve on, mainly in the chase. I want to get a lot more aggressive and a lot more, just get my timings down, my switches down. Just making a lot of silly mistakes, but I'm also learning a lot. I learn so much each round. I haven't been in the game that long, so I'm using every round as a bit of a learning curve, and it's good when you get to go up with the more consistent and good drivers when you know they're going to do a good lead lap because you know you can trust them. I feel like it is a little bit more challenging earlier in the day going up against someone that's maybe not as consistent because they can do a really good lap and you've seen them do it, but you've also seen them make mistakes. So it's the call: how much do you grip the car up? How much gap do you give them? Do you give them a gap? Do you put it on them? You know what I mean? Because if you put it on them and they make a mistake and you adjust wrong, you can take yourself out. So it's a bit of a, I don't know, bit of a game to play, but yeah, we were happy with ourselves on the weekend.
yeah. I find that really interesting, and obviously the new strategy thing too, with the ability to choose to lead or chase,
Yeah,
obviously comes into things. And I genuinely missed the fact that, Dave, I think you chose to do it on day one. And then I sort of started talking about it on day two. And then I got a message from our stats guy saying, hey, Dave did this all of yesterday as well. And then I think we got right to the end before kind of going, hey, Dave, why are you doing this? But
Yeah.
is that sort of what your thinking was as well too? Were you at all concerned maybe about chasing some of the less consistent cars, or did you always want to sit in the chase position and sort of dictate terms?
So for me or for Blake? Sorry.
Either of you. I mean, Blake covered it off there from his point of view. I mean, I think you led each time, didn't you, Blake?
I did each time. I was very close to chasing one time when it started raining. If it was
Yeah,
going to really rain, I would have chosen to chase. Just they can see how slippery the track is first, because it's my job to chase. If they go too fast,
yeah,
they've sort of taken me off the track type thing. But the track stayed pretty dry, so if the track's dry, I would probably lead every time,
yeah,
especially against a more inconsistent driver. Because if they make a big mistake in the chase, that sort of makes my job easier. I don't really have to put it on them and push
yeah.
in the chase. Yeah,
Are you concerned about Pukekohe at all?
very.
Yeah, I
It's,
and that one's a genuine one, right? Like
and
yeah,
I don't want to discredit anyone, but it's a fast-paced track. And
yeah,
the only highlights you ever see of Pookie is all the crashes, all the cars written off.
yeah,
And I think it could get genuinely dangerous if there's a driver that's not confident, or they're going way too slow or way too fast, or they make a mistake in front of you at 180 k's and you got nowhere to go.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like it is
yeah,
competition. You should be able to do fairly consistent laps. So I
yeah.
think it could get dangerous. Yeah.
So the question to both of you then, because this is unofficial, right? This is just spitballing. This is not anything to do with D1 officially, but from a driver perspective, how do you manage that? Is that a peer thing? Is that a, hey, look, you maybe you need to think about whether you should be doing this, or I guess the question, Dave, you've been there, done this. Blake, you haven't yet, but does the pro sport entry need to be moved slightly further around the corner or something? I don't know. What do you do, boys?
You can't really, unfortunately, that corner lends itself to speed. It's the only way you can get around that corner is to go fast enough. Typically, even back in our starting days, that was our home of drift. You know, when we started back in 2000 and I don't know 2006 or something when we were
Were
grassroots.
you
And
were you born then, Blake? Just out of interest. Just
Yeah, yeah.
just checking. Has Dave been drifting
Yeah,
longer than you've been alive?
I was watching.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
All right, just checking.
Yeah,
in the
back
car
in the
seat.
Safiro days with next
Yeah,
to no power, it was momentum that got you around that corner, and it still is. Nothing's changed in that regard except bigger tires, bigger power. The speed remains. You have to be going that fast to make it round that corner. So you can't really do much about that side of things. It's
right.
like it says, it's a dangerous track. It's a dangerous corner, and you've got to commit.
Yeah, and that's what draws the fans, right?
Yeah,
It's a little bit car crash TV,
yeah,
and you're right, and that does tend to be the highlights that we show, and maybe that isn't the best way sometimes to promote it, but that also probably is what pulls the casual fans in, right? Same reason
yeah.
they go to the speedway to watch a sprint car go upside down, which does the same thing. If you drive it without commitment, it just goes the other way.
How
But
do you know
yeah,
that, Warren?
what's that?
How do you know that?
Look, I have been upside down 1 or 3 or 10 times in my time, and that is the honest answer to why I won't actually go in the car. I don't believe that my own head would actually enjoy another concussion or knock, so I've elected to hang the helmet up, so to speak. And there's another part to that too. Just look, I have been fortunate enough to go with some of the best drivers in New Zealand, if not the world, around tracks. And I always go to an event with my eyes open and go, you know what? If I can put someone in a car who's never actually been and they have that experience and they become a lifelong Dave fan or a Blake fan or whoever else, and then they want to buy into the sport, I think that's the best thing we can kind of do to pay it forward. So that's why I didn't say no when someone sort of started floating around me going around Pukekohe. It's not because I'm scared of it or anything. It's
Yeah,
just I don't genuinely don't need the experience. And there's a health and safety thing to it for me as well because
yeah.
unfortunately for me, as you can see, I'm not a pretty face. So if I can't think and talk, then I'm not much good to anyone. Anyway, onwards and upwards, boys. So let's talk new names, emerging faces. Some new blood coming through, and they gave everyone a bit of a scare, didn't they, or a little bit of a fright? Maybe they've cemented themselves in championship thinking in both camps, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Braden for one, man, I saw some of his laps and yeah, he's super consistent. Out of all of the pro drivers on the reverse track at least, I didn't get to see his runs on the normal direction. Reverse track, super consistent and just always on the line they're asking for, and he 100% deserved the win for it. He's definitely one to watch for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he drives with no fear at all. And I guess maybe I think he's got quite a strong sporting background. So all of his actions are quite measured, I think. I think he's a boxer, if I'm right, or
Okay.
something like that. So obviously not overly worried about things happening in microseconds, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, yeah, Blake. He's definitely one to watch in terms of Braden. Anyone else catch your eye? Gee, no?
I'm
I
not
thought,
sure. Obviously, Dean Young as well.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
he's
He's definitely not as young.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
yeah. I think he's actually fighting with you for the greyest
yeah,
driver, isn't he? So
yeah. I'll keep that crown, I think. But
yeah,
but no, he came out of the blocks fighting, so
yeah.
um, another one to watch. I'm not sure if there are any other newbies in the pro this year.
No, probably not newbies. I mean, one I think I'd call out from Saturday, who I just thought drove probably at a level that we hadn't seen before from him was Daniel Caldwell out of
Yes,
Christchurch in
yes,
the VIP
yeah,
car. Like he just looked
yeah,
so much more settled and
yeah,
just comfortable at
yeah,
Teretonga, and like the car probably suited how he wanted to drive it as well. I thought over the course of
that's
the week,
right.
and I think him and Sam were both pretty solid. So I think they'd be people I'd be mentioning as well. Blake,
Yep.
obviously a pro sport. Oh yeah, is young
Oh
Riley
wait,
a surprise anymore or not, or is he just you just know he's
I
going to be there and be a menace?
I don't think he's a surprise. Like, yeah, he's young, but he's such a talented driver, and I think he showed us that last year.
Yeah.
And I think he's learnt a lot last season. And like he said on the weekend, that he's been working on his consistency and staying calm in the car and laying down solid laps. And he did exactly that on the weekend. He was driving phenomenal. So
Yeah.
I didn't. awesome driver. I didn't see it as a surprise because I thought last year
Yeah.
I noticed that he's got real talent. He does at such a young age. So that's pretty cool.
That the kids do. There's a
Sorry.
dog.
I'll put the dog outside. He's
Oh,
he's hankering for a play.
oh, all right.
Hang on. Come on.
So we talked,
That's
yeah,
on.
Riley, Sam Rowson, Isaac Aldridge.
Yep.
I don't think it's a surprise to see those two
Hey.
third and fourth in the championship.
Nah,
Trent
not at all.
Elmbranch and John Atwood, a couple of wild boys from the
Yep.
north.
Yep.
I feel like
Oh,
they're from the north.
yep.
Drift Court made its name really at Pukekohe. Like, if
Yeah.
anyone's going to come to life around there and has a good mentor and probably the ability to get a setup into a car, it's probably those two.
Yep. Yep. I think they'll definitely be one to watch, and I don't think either of those two are going to be scared of the speed at Pookie either. I think they're going to be happy to put it in top gear and send it around there. So that should be exciting to watch
What?
with those boys.
I'm pretty sure that John Atwood was actually trying to drive back to Northland, wasn't he, at one point?
He was
He
going
just went
hard.
flying off the.
He was fast.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Is that car as fast as it looks sort of in some of those battles, or was it a speed mismatch against some of the opponents? It looks like it's a rocket ship.
I'm not too sure. I didn't watch many of his other battles, but he was definitely fast in my battle. Maybe a little bit too fast, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely he's definitely one to watch.
yeah. And I'm gonna throw in pissed off Tyler West in there too, because I think he's probably got a bit of a chip on his shoulder now
Yeah, I
in
definitely picked
terms
that
of
up over the weekend.
he'll be
Yeah,
he'll be wanting a result. Just looking to see if
Darren.
there were any other newcomers in there who maybe we'd talk about. Obviously, the Delhi boys are always going to be a threat, well prepared cars and
Yeah,
not afraid at
definitely.
all.
Yeah, good
Um,
consistent drivers.
yeah, Cam Umble of Ray is interesting. He's a wild man. Like he
Yeah,
really is wild, and you're
he's
not
not
really
afraid to
sure.
send it. He's not afraid to
No,
send it.
yeah, not really sure what's going to happen with him. I don't know if we're going to see the Southern boys. I mean, certainly if we watch qualifying, Bradley Knight was very rapid. And was in the sort of pointy end of qualifying as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how things look at Pukekohe and who actually comes to take that on.
I think Darren Murray's coming to Pookie as well. He did a couple of rounds last year,
Ah, right,
so I think he's going to be one. He's a local boy as well. I don't think he's ever driven at Pookie,
right.
but I think he'll be one to watch. He's a really talented driver as well.
Yeah, Darren Murray and Jordan Richards.
Yep, Jordan Richards as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's another one. Jordan Richards doesn't hold back either. So yeah, I think he's going to
No,
be
he's
interesting.
definitely not afraid of plucking the next gear.
No. All right, Dave. I mean, first of all, congratulations because you're leading the championship now, and you might. I don't know if you heard me mention on the live stream. You and Luke were the only two drivers last year who finished in the top 8 every single round.
Oh, okay.
And
I
that
didn't realise
consists,
that.
yes, probably something you didn't realize. So I think you
Yeah.
went 5-5-5-3-3-5 or something like that. So
Okay.
it was only you and Luke who were in the top 8 the whole season, which is why you managed to end up on the podium for the
Yeah.
season again, which is an outstanding achievement.
Thank you.
What's the strategy for you? I mean, do you do you kind of start thinking about consolidating now, or do you've just got to keep going with a guy like
You,
Luke chasing you? And
you just take it, one battle at a time,
yeah,
one event at a time.
yeah.
I think Pokekohe is going to be incredibly difficult. It's been, I don't even know how long since we were there. When were we there last? Do you know? Was it
I don't know.
2021?
I don't know because I've
Been a
retired
few
lots of
years.
times.
Yeah. Yeah. What was that, Blake?
Been a few years.
It's been a few years. Yeah.
Cars are a lot
And
faster now.
yeah, and even when we were there last time, I found similar to Invercargill, my car just had way too much grip, couldn't get around the first corner. So, and now we're on Tri-Ace, the cars have changed drastically since then. So I think it's going to be a real challenge for the pro drivers, much like Invercargill, but tenfold because of that corner. So I think the pro sport will, very similar to Invercargill, they will. I mean, it's difficult because they've not been there before. That corner does demand dedication, but I still feel that the car setups are going to work preferably unless we can get our shit together in the pro and really take some grip out.
Yeah,
Then we're going to struggle.
right. At one point, I feel like I had a conversation with maybe you and Adam in the pits. One of you was running a radial tire or a cent at one point. Was that for Mount Smart? Preferred to try?
No, not in D1. That would have only
Right.
been for
Okay.
a choice event or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
no,
just thought.
never in D1.
Okay. Okay. No, I just thought somebody had played. I thought somebody had a play with like a radial tire instead of a semi-slick at some point, but then I don't know if
Oh,
that would actually give you the grip.
we did try the radial in the wet,
Oh, maybe
but
that's what it is.
I don't think that was at an event either. I think that was just at a practice day. But we found that the semi slicks are still superior in the wet
Right.
anyway. So
Oh,
yeah,
maybe that was in Mount Smart when it was like just pissing down. It was absolutely
yeah,
like
possibly.
very,
Mm.
very, very wet, and someone was mucking around saying, but all right, so boys, there's a lot going on. There's a lot coming up. D1's obviously, I think I'm fair in saying it's pretty much it's smashed the budgets for Christmas and New Year's for a lot of the teams, and there maybe not isn't that much going on. But are you guys also suiting up for Summer Bash?
Yep, we'll be
I
there. Yep.
No, not you, Blake. You're
Oh, I'm thinking about it just because it was raining at Teretonga and I've got some tyres left over, but
yeah.
the budget didn't really allow for it. So who knows? We might make a surprise appearance.
So if you could find a sponsor off the back of this who'd pay the entry fee, then you'd be keen to drive.
Yep, I'll be there.
All right,
Sure.
so make some calls afterwards. And Dave, you need to redeem yourself from a truly awful effort at the insane entry last year.
Oh, yeah. I thought I was going to win that actually, but
Well, I think it was supposed to be insane entry, not insane smash into the walls.
yeah. I've got a few excuses there, but
Yeah,
I'll just say that I fucked up. How's that?
yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. I mean, because I've got the chance to chat to you guys about it, and I don't actually get to talk to anyone about it on the day. Is there a strategy for that, or do you just throw it? I don't,
Um,
I don't really
yeah,
understand how to approach it.
I had a strategy. Yeah, it's difficult because especially
Yeah,
that corner is not. It doesn't really lend itself to that type of initiation. You've got a massive curve on the right hand side, which many
yeah,
people found. But no, you just come in at a speed that you think's appropriate. Um, my clutch slipped and I had a hole in the intercooler, so
right.
I'd failed on a few fronts. But yeah, no, you just as you do any other corner,
Yeah,
you are guessing. You guess when you think you should enter and guess how much angle
yeah,
you're wanting to make there, and if you get lucky, you pull it off and get around the corner,
yeah. And if not,
or
you
you go
just
through the sand and hit the wall.
and belt the wall and end up in 50 meme photos afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you
It
thought about it,
happens.
Blake? Like if you were to drive, would
I
you
don't
be keen to
know.
the crack at it? Or?
I actually just watched it last year at Summer Bash. I did Summer
Yeah,
Bash. I've never even attempted to throw a backy or do anything crazy. So I thought
yeah.
now in front of all these people is not the time to try it for the first time. So I just sat there and watched everyone else. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think pumping the
Is it?
front
They
tires up.
in previous years they had it entering the double bastard, and
Yeah.
I think that was I think the reason they changed it was for the spectators to get a better view. But the
Yeah,
double bastard is a much better corner for that
Yeah.
type of throw in, and it feels more natural. It's yeah, you can pull it off a lot easier, I think, without
I I think
damaging your
that's
car.
a bit more
I think
forgiving.
that's why Mike doesn't do it because it's a Mike thing, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
nobody else
yeah,
is actually able to do that track backwards
yeah.
going up the hill. And
That's very true.
I'm 99.9% sure that we're doing it in the same place again. And if I'm hearing right, there might be some pretty special viewing options available as well.
Ah,
So
yes, cool.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. Boys, it's been half an hour of your time. I appreciate you giving up your Thursday night, chatting with me again, and giving us a little bit of an insight into how it feels to be leading the championships respectively, and just chatting about a few other things. Before we disappear, are you going to be standing on the top step at the end of the season? And if you're not, who is in your classes?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want that. Uh, so yes, I'm going to aim for that. That's always the goal. Um, Now this is going to be a long shot, and I don't even know if it's mathematically possible, but I'm going to say Adam. There you go.
Yep. And I can tell you that it is possible because if he wins 3 rounds, right, he gets 300 points, and there's 14 points for qualifying as well. So as we saw last year, if you can kind of get those results to stack up, and I do think that Adam's car, if it behaves and the speed he's able to generate, if he gets that thing dialed and he's on form at Pukekohe, I'm not actually sure who would run with him going down that hill, because it is just it is a rocket ship, and when he's on, right, when he's on, he is just absolutely on. So I genuinely hope that Adam gets some luck there, and I mean that. Yeah, I do genuinely mean that. What about you, Blake?
Yeah, it's always the goal to be on the top steppers, especially at the end of the season. So we're going to be pushing hard. I think in the pro sport class, I'd like to see. I think it would be cool to see Riley or a Sam Rosen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Mosen. It's Mosen. It's Mosen with, and
Sam,
the front bumper says Mo too.
Yeah. Even though he drives an RB car, I think it would be cool. Him or Riley, definitely.
Oh, I should have just let you guys debate Jay-Z versus RBs, and we could have been here for like 4 hours.
That one's pretty easy to put to bed, actually. So,
well, basically, you both agreed that V8s are shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it's a perfect way to end, isn't it, boys? V8s are terrible, RBs and Jay-Z's are way better. Thank you very much, Dave, Steedman, and Blake Myles, for giving up your Thursday night. And hey, let's see if we can find somebody else to chat to next week. Let me know who you would like me to bring on and chat to, or equally, if you just want me to shut the hell up. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
See you later.